Good morning, everyone, and welcome into Mid-Morning. Dr. Keith Watson is joining me in studio this morning. Dr. Watson, thanks so much for stopping by. We've missed you the last week or so.
Yeah, I was out of town. I took a little break.
Okay, that's good. Much needed, but you're back here, and we've got some good news. So, we know it's holiday season.
I know, blood we're red today.
I know, we're very in the Christmas spirit. But with the holiday season, you know, that means a lot of sickness is just around the corner and a lot of family members. So I first want to touch on RSV. I feel like I hear this a lot, and you were saying off camera, it's actually RSV season, but so far, you have luckily not seen anything so far.
I have not seen any. I don't know of any cases around. I'm sure there's probably been some sporadic ones, but we haven't had the boom yet. Hopefully we don't have the boom.
That would be great.
But yes, it's coming up. Winter is RSV season.
And so RSV, you were saying, will last till about March or so.
Peak season is about late October, 1st of November, till about the end of February, so end of March. At least
time.
For the state of Mississippi. Up north where it gets colder and stays colder longer, the season's longer.
But
for Mississippi, November to about March.
So talk to me just a little bit about RSV and how it can be very, it's a very bad thing for children to get, especially young little babies.
So I sound like I'm going to repeat myself, but it is a winter virus, just like the flu. Viruses tend to be more common in winter during colder weather, and it's a respiratory virus. It starts out like a cold for most people. And for an adult, that's really all it is. But in younger children, smaller airways, smaller lungs, over the course of 3 to 4 days, it can progress to a pretty serious illness. And the illness actually does affect the lungs of children. And so infants are particularly susceptible when they get RSV to having breathing problems and distress and being hospitalized and needing oxygen and a lot of very critical care.
Now, depending, I'm assuming on the case, how long could a child be hospitalized if for having RSV if they end up to that point?
The typical illness is a couple of weeks. The first week, and again, this is very much a generalization. The first week is typically mild with cold-like symptoms. The second week tends to be the more respiratory distress type of thing. Usually after about that second week, things improve. So I usually tell parents a typical cold is about a week. RSV from start to finish is likely at least a couple of weeks, but that second week is the more serious time.
So that's when definitely, you know, if this has gone over a couple of days, then we need to make an appointment to come see you.
Yeah, if you've got cold symptoms lasting more than 5 to 6 days, or it's progressing and you feel like it's getting worse, especially in a young infant, absolutely let your doctor check the baby out.
So for the children who do get RSV, that it's not where a case they have to go to the hospital, I guess what treatment then do you prescribe for them to do at home?
Just like any other cold, tender loving care and patience. It's got to run its course. Cough and cold medications, if the child's old enough, can be used. Babies, humidifier, suctioning the nose, saline spray to help with all the congestion. If they are having lung problems and they have wheezing, and RSV can cause wheezing, you can prescribe inhalers or machines for the infants and children, like someone with asthma. They don't always help a lot because the wheezing from RSV and the wheezing from asthma are different things. But if it does help, then it's something that can be used. So you can try a nebulizer, or if the child's old enough, an inhaler as an outpatient if you don't feel like they need to be hospitalized.
And like we were saying, this is typically for more of a concern for your younger children after that. But guys, stick around. We're talking more about the holidays and sickness when we come back. All right, everyone, welcome back. So before we headed to break, me and Dr. Watson were talking about RSV. It's getting to be that season, and you said this is a winter time virus. But I know also with the holidays, we'll be getting around family, and this can be kind of a bit of a scary time for people who really have those young infants. So Dr. Watson, what are your suggestions if you do have, let's go from like 6 months down and getting to be a part of these family gatherings?
Sure. And for things like RSV, there's not vaccinations for these types of things. So I tend to tell my parents of my young babies in the winter, as much as you can, minimize large groups of people.
Okay.
Because just imagine, one person, if they've been around 10 people, those 10 people have been around 10 people, you exponentially increase the number of people that you've been around, and then you're around this little baby who, if they get sick, can be really sick. So try to avoid large crowds of people, especially with a newborn, especially in winter.
Yes.
Do not go to the mall and go shopping.
Okay, that's a good one. Do not take the baby Black Friday shopping.
Do not go Black Friday shopping at Barnes Crossing Mall with your new baby. Do not go to a family reunion if you happen to have a family reunion in the middle of December. Gatherings, parties, of course, everybody's going to want to see the baby. My rules there are, if you're going to be in the home and you're going to have a lot of people around and you've got a new baby, everybody washes their hands before they touch the baby. Okay. And try to stay out of the face of the baby. And I tell parents, if you have that family member that's going to want to get down in the face of the baby, to stay in the good graces of the family, tell the family that these are my rules and make me the bad guy.
Okay, look, you're hearing it from Dr. Watson live on TV, guys.
My doctor said you can't do this. If you have a problem, take it up with him. That way you don't get in trouble with your family.
And so staying, out of the face of the baby, I want to talk about kissing babies, like extended family members. I feel like my generation of mothers, per se, they are very adamant on like, do not kiss my baby.
Yes, and that's very difficult because I'm a pediatrician. I love kids. I love to kiss babies.
They're so kissable, but like.
They are. But, you have to attempt to try to stay at least out of the face. If you want to kiss the baby, kiss the back of their head. Okay. Stay away from the face where they're gonna be breathing. But just make sure that you wash your hands before you handle a baby. If you even have the slightest sniffle or possible cold, just don't handle the baby at that point. Wait till you're well to handle the baby.
Because, their immune system is just not what ours is.
Right. So, good hand washing, stay away from the baby if you've got a cold, and make me the bad guy. Okay,
so what if we are going to travel to go see family members this year instead of them coming to us? Do you have any tips for if a baby maybe gets, or a young child, maybe motion sickness in like the car rides, or even if they're having to board a plane or anything? Are you able to give young children like motion sickness medicine?
It depends on the age of the child. Okay. Obviously, an infant, you would not be able to do those types of things. If the child is old enough and they get motion sickness, there are medications to help with that. So it depends upon the age of the child and kind of the situation. So the answer to that one is a maybe.
Okay. And can you do anything to help your child get less, I'm saying this loosely, less germs while traveling?
Not really. If you're out, you're going to be exposed. Okay. Hand washing. Hand washing is the single most effective way to prevent the spread of infection. So if your kids are out and you're sitting in an airport, especially if your flight's delayed and you're around a bunch of people, keep the hand sanitizer handy and do your best.
All right, Dr. Watson. Well, that was all great information. If you ever have any questions, you can always contact Dr. Watson. He's right there in West Point where we are. And we will be right back after the break.